Adam was a 7-year-old patient at the University of Nebraska Med Center. I led Adam and other children and their families in a found sound workshop a while back. I asked the participants to explore the room for sounds that were interesting to them. We used the found sounds to play together as a group and later to create sound stories. We had a blast. A few days later, the nurse who hired me said, that evening, after the workshop, Adam marched out of his hospital room playing found sounds he had collected and taped to a food tray. Think about that as we move through these lessons. Hi everybody, I'm Michael Fitzsimmons, a touring artist and an artist in the schools and communities with the Nebraska Arts Council. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you a variety of instruments I've found and give you a sample of the sounds that can be made. I'm going to show you how to play in the moment with found sounds, which is improvisation. I'll show you how this would sound if you were playing with others or recording your own sounds and replaying them to play along at the same time. I'll send you on a scavenger hunt to find your own instruments. You'll pause the video at that time so you can spend as much time as you want finding your own sounds. We'll play together. I'll show you how to compose your own song. I'll demonstrate a few of my songs using my found sounds. I'll share some ideas and other ways to use what you've learned. So let's get started. Here I have a number of instruments I found yesterday. You might look at this and wonder, what's he doing with all that junk? But I'll show you how to find cool sounds out of these things. Here I have, from my wife's kitchen, a mixing bowl. You can tap this with your hands. Sounds like a bell to me. There's a lot of different sounds you can get out of it too. This is a plastic bottle that I've added rice to, so you can do that with some of these instruments. You can add other things to them. So here's a shaker. There's a couple sticks I found outside yesterday. Here's a plastic container. I think we had maple syrup in this. If you notice, I'm playing different parts of the instrument to create different sounds. You can also blow over the top. This is a tin can. I think we had peanuts in this. It has a plastic lid and, of course, tin on the bottom. Sounds. Of course, the bottom has a different sound. And it has these ridges that you can scrape. You can also add other instruments to these. So this is a spatula. You can play it like that, or and there's a different part of the spatula that a little softer sound. There's a lot of different ways to get sounds out of these. These are canning jars. They have water in them, which allows a different sound as the water moves around. I have two, actually I have three of these. You can play them together. So this is a gourd shaker. This came from the garden last year. What you're hearing inside are the seeds. So if I were to cut this here and empty the seeds out and planted them in the ground, we'd have a whole bunch more gourds growing and making more instruments. These are leaves. And again, you can tap other instruments with these things. This is another plastic bottle. It's a little lower than this one here. You can play the top like that. You can blow across the top. A little lower sound. Here's a plastic bag. These are great. You can get so many different sounds out of these. So you'll explore your own sounds in a minute. Here's a waste paper basket. Also, some of these sounds have really different sounds if you put your ear up close, it's a much lower sound. Okay, so listen to a short song I made with some of these instruments. After you listen, I'll ask, how many instruments did you hear, and what instruments did I play? Thank you very much. So, how many instruments did you hear? There were 7. There were the 3 canning jars. There was the sticks. There was the tin can. There was the plastic bag. And there was the trash can. I bet about now you're thinking, when can I go find my own instruments? Be patient, we'll go find instruments in a minute. First, let's explore playing the found sounds. I'm going to create a basic rhythm using the wastebasket. When we play together, I'll play this basic rhythm and you'll play your found sound. And just listen to this. Just change this a little bit. So here's the basic rhythm I'm going to play. So there's my bass rhythm. If I were to add on top of that another instrument, it'd almost be like I was playing with somebody else in the room instead of the virtual thing that we're doing here. So I'm going to play this plastic container, and I'm going to play different parts of this to add on top. I'm going to add something else. I hear a shaker in there, so I'm going to play the Gourd Shaker to add on top. Feel free to dance along. Now you have an idea what we're going to do. Pause the video and go search around for some found sounds. Remember to look outside in nature if possible, as well as inside. Welcome back. I hope you had as much fun as I did finding instruments. I'll remind you later as well, but on my website you'll find 6 bass rhythms to play along with. For now we're working with the 4/4 rhythm, which is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. That's what I've been playing along with for all these songs so far. Now, choose one of your found sounds to play along with me. Give you a minute to find that. Okay, before we start, we have to learn how to stop. When I call rumble, R-U-M-B-L-E, it means play your instrument as fast as you possibly can. Hold your hands up in the air. Count 1, 2, 3, and strike your instrument on 4. So listen to this. It sounds like this. Rumble. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Play it with me. Rumble. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more time for good luck. Rumble. And count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'll play the basic rhythm that I just recorded. When you're ready, play along with me and explore the sounds of your instrument. After we've played a while, I'll call rumble and we'll end our song. So after you've played a while, after I've played a while too, I'm going to change instruments as well. So if you have more than one instrument, feel free to try different ones along with this. We'll play for a minute or two. Here comes the rhythm. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. Yay! If you want to repeat this, rewind the video and continue playing. You can repeat this as often as you like, or you can go to michaelfitzsimmons.com. On the home page toward the top, you'll find basic rhythms to play along with. Follow that link and you'll have access to 3 2-minute rhythms and 3 4-minute rhythms. When you're ready, you can record your own basic rhythms on which to build a composition. Now let's look at composing our own songs. What makes a good song? A song has a beginning, a middle, and an end. For this exercise, we'll simply use our hands, laps, and feet for our sounds. Follow along with me, do what I do, and see if you can hear the beginning, the middle, and the end. I'll record these. And try to keep your voices off now too, so just listen to these sounds. What happened to make a beginning, a middle, and an end? What happened to make it interesting? Hopefully it was interesting to you. It certainly was to me. Was there variety? Were there active places and quiet places, allowing the ears to rest while listening? Were there surprises, either a sound or a change in rhythm that accentuated the sound? Did you think of a title? I heard a rainstorm. What'd you hear? Now, these are some qualities that we just used that could help make up a good composition. In music terms, we call them sound, which is broken down to overtone, timbre, pitch, amplitude, duration. You can look those words up on your own too. Melody, we didn't have much melody in there, but on your song, you might have melody. Rhythm, we had some rhythm in there. Texture, a lot of texture. Structure or form, beginning, middle, and end, we had that. Expression, which is again broken down to dynamics, tempo, articulation. Certainly had that in there as well. When I think of instrumental compositions, I think of sound stories, a collection of sounds that tell a story. Think of our rainstorm story. You'll pause the video shortly and take a few minutes to think of a story you want to tell. Plan on your story being about a minute long. As you get comfortable making sound stories, you can make them longer. An opera is a sound story that can take 2 hours. Think of a few possible stories and choose one to work with. Give your sounds a title. And sometimes it's easier just playing the sounds and then think, what does that sound like when I play that shaker or that tin can or that trash basket? What does it sound like? Sometimes when you get all your sounds together and start playing together, you might think of a title. So, for example, it might be a sound found in nature, like our rainstorm was, a machine, sports activities, or these are just some ideas. This is your sound story. You come up with your title. Pause the video now and work on your story. Welcome back. Now that you know what your sound story to be about, what sounds do you need to tell the story? For example, with our sounds, we told a story about a rainstorm with a soft sound for the beginning of the rain, sound for the wind, a sound for heavy rain, a sound for thunder, a sound for just after the storm passes. So, what's your story about? Is it about a walk in the jungle, through a cornfield, or a walk on a busy street? A ride in a boat or a car, a sports activity, the sounds of your neighborhood, a dog barking, cars passing, lawnmowers, birds, etc. Whatever your story is about, start to explore with your story and with your sounds until you have a sound story that you like. Also, this is always fun. See if others can guess what your sound story is about. Have fun making your sound stories. Get family or friends together and share your stories. Play along with others and their stories and continue exploring. Remember to check out my website. There you'll find more basic rhythms to play along with and other tips. It's been great fun being with you. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.